Just point to a projector. Up on top, there is one. Middle on top. Yeah.
It's so weird. How's everybody today?
Great.
Good. Okay. As you remember last time, I was trying to persuade you guys not to talk to strangers and all of that jazz. Today, my purpose is to persuade everyone in this room to talk to strangers or humans in general that you do not know personally, and inform you guys on the whys and how behind doing so. So raise your hand, guys, if you have at least one best friend. All right, good job. When you were brought into this reality on earth, you didn't know anybody. You didn't know one soul, and the first stranger you met was your mother. Do you remember meeting your best friends? You? Okay. And you know why you met your best friends? It's because you were talking to strangers. So, you wouldn't be where you are today if you hadn't talked to strangers. And how many of you all know your neighbors? Okay. I have a brief article to go over, just an example of why it's beneficial to know your neighbors in your neighborhood or community, wherever you may be. It's by Kelsey Cano of journalnews.com. Basically what the article is about is this elderly man was cutting his grass and he went into cardiac arrest and fell over in the grass. She goes out and finds him motionless in the grass, and turns out that the neighbor that she had just met next door was a certified nurse and came over and gave him CPR and saved his life before, the ambulance obviously didn't have time to make it there to save him, but he actually died again in the ambulance and was revived again. So that's just one example of why you should get to know your neighbors. Keep waving this thing around. All right. So today I will inform you on the current problems in society regarding human behavior, reasons why you should talk to strangers, and how to go about talking to strangers. We have a major problem in society due to not talking to strangers. Everyone keeps to himself in general public. The masses of people refuse to leave their comfort zone because that's how they were raised, or they're just lazy, or they just lack the knowledge necessary to do so. And we're all sheep, and we're governed by a shepherd and a wolf. And we don't always necessarily get put in line by that shepherd and that wolf. We keep each other in line because we do it ourselves by singling out those who stand out from the norms created by society or us. So it is if one of us sheep were to attempt to leave the herd, he or she would get singled out by the herd and be ridiculed before receiving anything from the wolf. So we're doing it ourselves. And we look at people that we don't know as different, making it easier to judge them when we don't actually know anything about them in the first place, which in turn makes it easier to not have the desire to talk to that person and leads to future deterioration of the expansion of knowledge. Which brings me to my next set. Communities suffer greatly from not talking to strangers. There's a saying, if you are not growing, then you must be dying. So the more people don't coordinate and communicate with others, the less possibilities we have of taking the current situation to the next level. And there's so many people that are out there and you don't know any of them. There's so many people that are out there. And I lived in Brooklyn for about a year, and every single day you walk by all these people. You never saw the same person twice, except if they caught the train at the same time, the same car. And you don't know any of those people. It's just so weird that all these people are on their own paths and nobody ever communicates with anyone. And so everybody keeps themselves. And this brings me to the second point. Top reasons why you should talk to strangers. First off, you meet new friends. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to just imagine the connections that you could gain from just saying a few words to people. Just a couple words. The person you see every day on the bench at school or the person you sit next to in class could be your best friend. You don't even know it. And seeing someone around town wearing familiar styles or getting into the same activities as you do is probably cool too. Second point of main point 2, find a potential mate. Are you willing to potentially prevent yourself from finding the love of your life simply because of your fear to talk to strangers?
Yeah.
The girl filling up at the gas station could be your future wife. You never know. There's women everywhere, so go meet them, guys. No need for creepy pickup lines. Just approach them and be approachable. Next reason, expand your business network. Are you guys sick of working at your regular job every single day and not pursuing your dream? If you talk to strangers on a daily basis, you never know who you'll meet and how it could help you advance towards your dream job. And it will also increase your social skills. Your social skills get you everywhere in life. And you can do this on a daily basis by practicing, just walking up to random people, talking to them. You build your social skill. It's like same as getting good at a game or something else. And the more you finally tune your communication skills, the more you interact with strange humans, the faster it improves. Next reason, you learn new things. You broaden your horizons. Nobody is like you, and they also will have a different outlook on life to help you broaden your horizons. You don't necessarily have to believe what they tell you, but just gain their knowledge, absorb it, interpret it. Just take it in as yours. It's not everything they say is true. And the last reason, it boosts your confidence. The more versatile you are in speaking with random strangers, the more confident you will be when it actually matters. Which brings me to my next point. How do you guys talk to strangers? First, let go of your pride, guys, or girls. It's not always nervousness that keeps us from talking to strangers. It's the fact that we are scared of our egos suffering from rejection. Humans are social animals, and we're open to conversation. That's how we do it. So we get down. So if you get rejected, you didn't know them before, and you still don't know them, so nothing changed. So you didn't lose anything. You want to dress for success. If you're worried about how you look on a daily basis, then you might have a lack of self-confidence in your appearance. And bad hygiene also plays a role. And it may give you a reason not to even get close to somebody because they might start to think differently of you. So groom yourself and dress nicely and feel good about yourself. And you'll feel comfortable about approaching strangers if you do so. Next point, smile and say, hey, if you want to talk to a stranger. Plant a seed in somebody's head. Like when you walk by somebody, say hello. That's all you have to say. You don't have to initiate the conversation. You don't actually have to talk to them. You know what I mean? Okay, so
I don't think you have an exam. I know, we're late, but go on.
okay.
Break the ice. Go to break the ice.
Okay. Breaking the ice by finding something in common with that stranger. Strike up a conversation by talking about something you noticed you have in common, where you're at, what you guys are doing, where are you guys at a sporting event at school. There's always something that you guys have in common that you can talk about. An article by Gabrielle Delacroix. Walking up to people you don't know and striking up conversation is the social equivalent of skydiving. It's fun, interesting, and risky, and it will change your life. You will meet new people every day, and you'll give yourself control over your social and love life, and you'll experience firsthand the joy of living dangerously. Okay, so for the sake of time, talk to people. Like wherever you go on a daily basis in businesses, talk to those people every single day, because you obviously, they know who you are, but they don't know who you are. So that it's a potential connection. Ask questions. People love to talk about themselves, so ask them something about themselves or themselves, and be authentic. When you are comfortable with talking, comfortable with yourself, and with talking to strangers, they'll recognize that, and then in turn they feel comfortable. So then you're set. So be aware of social problems around you, the reasons why you should talk to strangers, and how to talk to strangers. So talk to a stranger today, guys, because you already have something in common with them. You're a stranger too.